What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Before I get into it, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe. If you like the video, like the video. If you got a comment on the video, comment on the video. And if you subscribe to me, I subscribe to you. Let's get into it. Today, I'm going to tell you guys a story about my first professional basketball game. I guarantee you this is the craziest story you've ever heard as far as a way to start off your pro career. So the year is 2015. I just graduated college May 2015 from a small school in New York. I signed my contract to go play my first professional season overseas in August. I signed to go play in Argentina, first division in Argentina. I played for a team called Atenas de Patagones. And so great team, great organization. Everybody was, super, super nice. I ended up playing there for about 3 months. And I'll get into more of that later. So, anywho, preseason's come around and I'm killing it all preseason. That's when I really started to see the politics of the game because in the preseason, like if I had a game where I had 15 points and 10 rebounds, everybody would be happy, everything's cool. But if as soon as you get over that 20-point mark, everybody's like, "Oh, Dwayne, do you need something? Is your apartment fine? Do we need to get you?" You know what I mean? So I started to see the politics of the game at an early stage. Now the preseason's done. All the work has been put in, everybody's in shape, and now it's time for the first game. Now, the first game happened to be a huge rivalry game. The city that I was living in was Carmen de Patagones, and there was a bigger city right next to it called Viedma. And in Viedma, they had the attitude of like, we're the big city, everything runs through Viedma, and Carmen de Patagones was like the little brother. So think of like New York and New Jersey. There was a lot of hype around the game. Like the whole week leading up to the game, we watching film, we in the weight room, everybody's going hard, doing extra. The local players especially were just like trying to stress to me like, dude, we got to take this game. We got to take this game. Trying to let me understand like the ramifications because I'm coming from college. In college, like nothing is really that deep. Like we're not really playing for like the pride and soul of a community. Like guys just want to get drunk and come to a game in college. Like, but over there, it's life or death. They got the Boca versus Red River. And as soon as I got off the plane, I didn't know anything about the soccer scene either. I'm not gonna get too much into it. But as soon as I got off the plane, the first person to pick me up literally asked me, "Do I support Boca or do I support River?" And like, but that's the type of fans that you have out there. It's like sports is more than just entertainment in some of these places. So they're telling me like, we got to win this game. We got to win this game. So then the game comes, and it was a strange game. First off, we're in this gym that probably seats about 1,500, but there was there was probably like 2,500 people there, standing room only. All the seats were filled, but then they had like these VIP supporters that literally stood on the court side. I'm gonna show you guys video while I'm talking, but yeah, it was just standing room only. And literally the president of my club was on the baseline banging against like the banners that's like set up on the baseline and the sidelines. And it was just a crazy environment. I mean, very fun to play in, extremely fun to play in. The atmosphere was just jumping. All of our city, like the whole week, like everybody was like, it's these type of places where like you're walking down the street and there's cars literally beeping at you. Ooh, beep, 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 dale doing. Like, the energy was just crazy. So we get into the game and, there's a lot of nerves from everybody. Like, I think the first bucket wasn't scored until like 2 minutes into the game. And me personally, it was my first pro game. So like, I was kind of nervous too. And I remember I took 2 free throws and I took one shot, missed everything. The whole first quarter, I didn't score. So I remember thinking, like, starting that second quarter, I'm like, damn, I don't know if this is for me. Like, this this game is a little bit tougher than the college game. Because when I was in college, it was like this. The game was like this, and I'm an athletic player, so like I benefited a lot from the extra possessions, fast breaks. Like I was used to a fast-paced game. But down there, players are a little bit older, a little bit smarter. They like the half court game. It took me about a quarter of real time game time to adjust to how they wanted me to play out there. So I didn't score the whole first quarter. So now fast forward to the second quarter. That's when I started to get it going. I started to get to the free throw line, making my free throws, getting to the rim. I'm like an inside out player. Once I get it going inside, now I'm hitting a couple threes. I'm, getting my feet wet a little bit. As I'm getting it going in the second quarter, I remember taking a rebound and I was getting ready to outlet it to one of the guards. and we were going down the far side hoop, and all I see is a dog, literally a dog, about a German Shepherd, medium-sized dog, runs out on the court, stops action. So I literally had the ball in my hands. I'm about to outlet it. I see this dang dog. I'm like, and the dog had a jersey of the other team on. So I don't know. It might have been a planned thing to stop our fast break, to stop our momentum, because we were getting it going. Like, that was my theory. I thought they planted that dog so they could stop our momentum. So I see the dog. The dog is like, and the dog is calm. He runs out to the middle of the court, and he's like acting like he's supposed to be there. He's just chilling. I didn't know what to expect, because at that time, there's a lot of stray dogs on the street too out there. Like, and that was one thing that always made me uneasy. Now, I'm Jamaican, so I am used to seeing stray dogs. But after living in America for 20 plus years, like, it wasn't really what I was used to. You know what I mean? Like, it had been a while since I've been in that type of environment. And just like walking down the street to the grocery store, you'll see a pack of stray dogs. Every time I saw that, I crossed the street, because I like dogs, but not that much. And so I remember thinking, like, if this dog gets like a little bit angsty, like, and starts chasing me, like, I'm gonna be out. Like, that's all I'm thinking. Like, I just can't. I don't want this dog to come around me, because I'm a little on edge. So the dog is just going around the court, acting like he's home, going around the court, and he just plops down like right around the free throw line. Nobody wanted to save the dog. Nobody wanted to pick the dog up. One of my teammates was like a big dog person. He runs out. Right, he's like 7 foot. It's the weirdest thing ever. I'll show you guys a video. He grabs the dog, puts it over his shoulder like it's his own dog, pets it, rubs its head. We're in the middle of competition. Like, our juices are flowing. That's the last thing on my mind, is like how to coddle a dog. But this guy is the super gentle giant, picks the dog up, rescues it, and brings it to the side. We didn't even know who claimed the dog after that. Like, we don't know where the dog went. We just brought it to the sideline, and then the referee's like, okay, like, start playing again, as if like nothing happened, like as if these people was just used to it. Like, it was insane. Anywho, needless to say, that stopped our momentum. The crowd was dying down a little bit. Like I said, the momentum of the game had completely shifted. The crowd was kind of dead, but the game was close. Then they came down. The next time they got the ball, they came down, they scored, and the crowd goes nuts. You know what I mean? Because they were just sitting on their hands for the past 20 minutes watching a dog go around the middle of the court. They went crazy. Momentum went on their side. The fans all were drunk out their minds, yelling, throwing stuff on the court. They had fireworks in there. Like, it was really a spectacle. We end up losing the game. So we lose the game. My coach comes in the locker room. My president comes in the locker room. The GM comes in the locker room. And they gave us a speech like, hey, man, like, we told you guys we need to win this game. Like, you guys don't understand, because you guys aren't from here, but this is a game that we needed to win. But still, I'm still an American, so I'm like, oh, it's just one game. Especially you come from college, it's like every game, you just kind of let it go and move forward to the next game. I come into practice the next day. We have like the weekend off. Come into practice the next Monday. My coach is still in tears. He's literally crying. He's got this red face, tears in his eyes, and he brings us in. And he's like, guys, I told you we need to win this game. I told you we need to win this game. I'm like, oh, God, here we go again. Like, these guys are still hung up on one game. Turns out he was crying because some fans of ours broke into his car. They threw like rocks at his car, broke into his car, wrote like loser all over his car. Somebody broke the window in his house. And like, they were like acting as if they were about to break into his house, but kind of like a signal, like, we know where you live. You better not lose these close games again. And like, he was crying because he lived there with his mom and his daughter. You know what I mean? So it's like, imagine explaining that to your daughter, like, baby, this is part of my job. Like, that's insane. And then when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is good that I got this for my first experience, because after that, it's like you kind of prepared for anything. And that's kind of how it went. It's like nothing else past that point like really took me by surprise, or really was like something that I couldn't overcome. And I kind of got the gist of what a derby game is like internationally. And that's a taste for you guys. If anybody is an aspiring pro, be open to seeing some crazy, I don't want to say crazy because it's other people's cultures, but be open to seeing some different things. That's my story time. If you like it, like the video. If you got a comment on it, tell me what you think. Have you ever seen anything like this? All my fellow overseas guys, have you ever seen something that bizarre or that extreme? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.